Hey guys, here in the car again, giving you guys some more thoughts, trying to continue to give you more content that matters. So I was watching Lex Fridman's interview with Pavel Durov, who is the founder of Telegram, which Telegram to me has always been like that sketchy messaging app, right? But he wants it to be that way, and sketchy may be the wrong word. It's all about privacy and whatnot, right? But anyway, and also Lex Fridman has really great content. I know a lot of people make fun of him because of the way he talks and the whole thing with Israel, whatever you want to say about Lex Fridman. He has really, really useful and great content. They're super, super long interviews. But anyway, I was watching the one today with Pavel Durov, and he was I'm really only 30 minutes in. I'm not even going to lie and act like I finished it. I'm 30 minutes in, and he's very philosophical. He's very disciplined, and he stays away from phones, which I find interesting because his app depends on us being on our phone. But he was just talking philosophically about how, different things. But the thing that really stuck out to me was about how our phones, definitely being so attached to them, they determine what our day is going to be like. And I'm so guilty of that, like waking up, grabbing my phone, being a creature of what my phone wants me to be. He used those exact words, and I found that to be very interesting and true. He was also talking about how, how disciplined for him, you have so many benefits of being disciplined, and with that you can change the world by being disciplined, because so many people just aren't disciplined. Even if you don't quite know what you want to do, but you want to change the world, right? If you just start with that, like, I want to change the world, and then you're just disciplined at something, whether it's working out or making YouTube content, making useful art, not useful art, but making art that you love, whatever, right? Just being consistency, and using your mind to be like intentional about what you want to do has so many great benefits, and it can get you to where you want to go. So I found that to be really interesting, just about his philosophy and the way he thinks and the way that he wants to be. He uses his time on his own. He doesn't allow the phone to take up his time or to make him be something he doesn't want to be, or be addicted to it, or just having these notifications and news and all these other updates bombarding your central nervous system. He puts a high value also on sleep time, not actually sleeping, but time that he's going to be not disturbed, right? And you can have some really great thoughts when you have that process. I didn't know about Pavel Durov before this interview. I knew of Telegram. I had seen it, and I think I had heard his name because I think he got locked up in Romania, maybe, or he had some legal troubles. I'm going to finish the interview. So again, if you're watching this, I haven't finished the interview, so I don't know everything about the guy, but I felt compelled to make a video about what I've been learning in just 30 minutes so far with him. And you know what else? Lex Fridman has those clips where the clips are out of order of a long interview. So there's parts of the interview that I haven't gotten to yet, like on the full version of the interview, but I've seen the clips. And another really interesting clip is he was talking about his father. I don't know his father's name, but his father apparently was an author, or a very esteemed scholar, I believe. An author, I believe he wrote many books. And he just talked about a few things with his father. One, how children, him specifically, but children in general, discount what you say and they follow what you do. And I found that also to be so profound, yet so simple, right? Our children, I'm the father of two, and they watch what you do, not what you say. So if you want to instill hard work, if you want to instill good health, if you want to instill prayer, if you want to instill financial stability and starting something and finishing it, you have to do it. They're going to be watching you. Something that he also mentioned was how his father was extremely restrained with dealing with his mother. And I find that to be very interesting as well. Relationships are not easy, especially when you're a driven person, especially if you are a person who likes things in a particular way. But I do believe as a man, and why a lot of relationships have broken down is because of the lack of understanding that in relationship dynamics as a man, having patience and discipline can get you what you actually want. And this is something I had to learn. I'm very impatient. I can oftentimes be not empathetic, but I've had to learn that in relationships, even when I don't want to, there's a game being played. Women and men have different strengths and weaknesses and different things that they do. Sometimes what women do, and it's almost biologically hardwired, is to test you. And what their biological nature doing is testing you to see, can you handle this? And by this, they not only mean them, they mean, can you handle you? And can you handle protecting me? Right? So they want to see how rattled you can get. Can you get rattled? How rattled does he get? Is it easy to rattle him? Right? So he was mentioning that, and I feel like that rattling for me was always it was so uninformed. I was so ignorant to what that was for me, and it held me back a lot. Overreacting in certain situations or not understanding the dynamics that were at play allowed me to regress in a lot of ways. And once I learned that and understood that a little bit better, it helped. So one thing that I will say is that this interview is very, very interesting. I would love to meet Mr. Durov. That would be cool. I got to figure out a way I can put myself in his space, right? They're talking about how he does ice baths and swim across lakes. He does like 300 squats and 300 push-ups every day before his workout. And anybody who knows me, I work out 6 days a week. No questions asked, barring any crazy emergency. But it's a non-negotiable for me working out. I couldn't imagine doing 300 squats and 300 push-ups. But he said it's for the discipline. Doing 300 air squats and 300 push-ups aren't going to make you buff or any more healthy than, or they're not going to do anything great, but it's the discipline of the regimen. And I find that to be very interesting. So what I want to leave you guys with is, what are you consistently doing? Is your phone controlling you? What steps are you taking to detach from your phone? Do you want to change the world? And how are your relationships? How do you navigate relationships when things aren't going your way? And do you understand also, while things are not going your way, they may be a test. And while you are being tested, you probably have children watching you. You're telling them what to do, what not to do, but they're watching you do the opposite. Things that make you think. All right, I'm going to finish this interview, but I wanted to come to you guys with that today. All right, guys. See ya.